feet, brother.
Welcome back to Beachburg, where we're pushing the boundaries and reshaping the skyline. In today's episode, we're taking Beachburg to new heights, breaking ground in Forest Hills while giving a downtown a much-needed facelift. Our expansion into the forest promises nature and urban living. Brace yourselves for the revamped downtown skyline. We're raising the bar with a financial district within a sprawling city park, and towering over it all, Beachburg One, home to Bev Pop, the leading company in drinks in Beachburg. So grab your hard hats, fellow builders, because in Beachburg, the future is now. I'll catch you on the flip side, where we'll deep dive into the heart of Beachburg's transformation. So I'm looking at this downtown area, and I feel like something's missing. It's winter, it's boring, and we need to start building. So I might just start by doing some detailing. Maybe we can add some, low rent housing around the place, because I see a lot of rent in this place. So maybe we can add that. So there we go. I'm adding some public low rent housing for our city. Hopefully that increases population and lowers rent. I'm pretty sure it will, but if it doesn't, we can get that sorted out. I also want to do some detailing this park, because in the downtown, things are a bit bland, and I need to do some very detailing so we can get close-up shots and the trees and all that in the CBD. That'll be very beautiful. By adding all of these trees, it'll just increase the happiness of the city and increase well-being, and also increase the land value. And all of these trees, I'm going to add oaks. I really love the oaks and the flowery bushes. I think that's what they're called. I also want to show a quick map of our city so you know where everything is, because I'll be naming where I am building. So here's a map right there, and yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you. So down in Emerson Gardens, I'm also going to do the same thing and add lots of parks around the area. So there's this main road with cozy streets, and there's another street there, I think it's Pearl Street as well. And we're going to create a garden sort of area so we can block all of the noise from the estates, and hopefully that makes the place a lot nicer. That brings us to a new area that we're making past the freeway. I call it Meadow Gardens. This Meadow Gardens is going to be the main proper suburban area away from the city centre, because right now, Emerson Gardens and all of those areas are in near the city, and it's also spring, so I'm very happy about that. That brings us to our next new area, near that huge lake I made last episode of Great Briarland Lake, and this is Briarland Heights. So what I'm doing is I'm making a nice hill area. This area used to be a limestone mine area, and so they used to mine, and that's where old Beachburg used to get all of their money from. That was their main source of resource until they went into the trade industry, and they had all the transports and a humongous port, which will be coming up in a soon episode. Stay tuned for that. that brings us to lower on the map, Central Briarland. So this is closer to the Great Briarland Lake and down below from Briarland Heights. So this is basically just a lakeside suburb which I am going to make. This suburb is quite a small one compared to the rest of the suburbs I've made in Beachburg, but because all of the Briarland suburbs, Central Heights and the Great Briarland Lake and soon to be Southern Briarland, that basically just makes one big suburb. So I think that'll work really well as a older suburb of Beachburg. I've also extended the freeway and raised it above the ground so we have more room for suburbs underneath, and this is the interchange that I'm making. I really like making these kind of interchanges, very simple and easy to make, but they're also very efficient. Probably not as efficient as the Cloverleaf though. Back to Meadow Gardens, and I'm going to fill in all of the roads with smaller roads so I can make houses in between them. And I also want to have like a small industrial area in Meadow Gardens as well. I'm also going to place a nice elementary school and high school, or maybe a college in this area, because there aren't really many schools in Beachburg in this area, because this area is a brand new bit of Beachburg. And we've bring to the suburb of Hyde Park. This is also another new suburb that I'm creating, and it's actually right next to Meadow Gardens, so it's close distance together and we get a lot of nice compact suburbs. I still want to leave some space though for some forests. If there are nice trees in some areas, I won't place any houses or roads on top of it. I'll preserve the land and make it into a small forest area that could probably just like keep the area nice and fresh, nice cool breeze in the morning. Heading back to downtown, and I'll notice our crime hasn't really been going too well. So I'm just going to place a nice huge police headquarters in the middle of the city, and hopefully that decreases crime, and crime is highest in downtown, so yeah, that would most likely fix it. So we're at the edge of Central Briarland at the end of the freeway. I don't really want to continue the freeway to go on past Central Briarland because that's an old place, so I'm just going to stop the freeway there, put it up and make it stop at the Central Briarland main road. I don't know what it's called, but you know what I mean. I'm also so sad that it turns winter again. Okay, so we're going back to Meadow Gardens, and I want to create a kind of office-y industrial area overlooking the freeway. I think that would match it very well. I'm also going to extend this main road to go underneath the freeway. I also created a secondary bridge going across the river because the first bridge, that was like the most trafficked spot in the whole city, and I could not let that go. I've cut off the previous bridge for a while so all of the traffic will get used to the new one. I'm also going to work on a really nice interchange for this area because I kind of struggled a lot with trying to fit all of the roads into a natural position, and I figured out that having lots of off lanes and they extend for a long way, that it seems to be the most realistic choice. a server building in South Brylan, and that leads us to where we are going to create the main suburb for South Brylan. So South Brylan, I want it to be a country-like suburb where it has lots of trees everywhere and big lots, big houses and small roads. So let's just build that. So I'm going to go into the vast land of Beachburg and add some small country roads that go through the whole forest area, and when all the trees have grown, hopefully that fixes all of the problems with travel and getting to Beachburg, and maybe we can even get some small little houses, little tiny towns going in between each road. Leads us to a new suburb I'm gonna make, and I'm gonna call it Beachbrook, and maybe the suburb next to it can be called Hamilton. So basically what the suburb is, it goes through a little stream that connects the Great Brylan Lake and the ocean together. So this little community will be right next to Brylan Heights and will be one of the smaller suburbs in the area. So we're back down to Southern Coleridge, and I'm just going to fix up some of these roads that look kind of odd. Heading over to Garnet, and there are these roads that don't really look that good and are quite odd. I'll remove all of those roads and replace them with a neater counterpart, and it'll be more of a grid-like pattern separating Garnet with Emerson Gardens. Over at the downtown area, I'm just going to alter the district so I can add some park areas. That would be nice because I want to have like a central gardens and like another park. Go all in with the detailing in the downtown area because I love detailing, and I'm sure you like a detailed city as well. So let's go. way that all of these office zoned buildings have turned out. I really like the way that this apartment building stands out, and also this really tall new one. This is the building of the Beachburg one owned by Bev Pop. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a good garden area in the very center of the city. So I'm going to be upgrading these roads so they have trees and paths and lots of grass on them. So that'll just bring the liveliness of the city. There's also this very nice key area in the city, so I'm also going to detail that with lots of bushes and trees. Across the city to Hamilton, we are going to just extend all of these country roads going through Hamilton and Beachbrook area, going through the little creek and going through everywhere. Probably the most exciting thing of this episode, I will be removing the whole tunnel system and replacing it with bridges going through the downtown. This will make the area seem more lively and it'll make it seem more bigger. And all of Bildegi, that area can be a higher density area instead of low density residential. And South Bildegi, I think it's South Bildegi, that could just be regular houses like normal. Since we've raised the freeway, now we need to get a way for people to go up onto the freeway. So I'm going to create some more intersections and interchanges to going through the city. I'm also going to change the zoning type for Bildegi to go for a more commercial office and like mixed density area. This area is going to be like more where lots of people are going to be living, kind of like an uptown. Yeah, I think that should be what it's called. There's this one main road called Pearl Loop going around the city, and it just kind of ends here on a small lane, so I'm just going to extend this through Bildegi underneath the huge bridge. the Glen Grove area near the Beachburg recycle plant, I'm going to place a new suburb here. It'll be pretty isolated, I guess, but it'll be a nice suburb. It'll be a long drive to go anywhere to school, but you know, that's the problem with country cities. Looking at traffic in the city and there being no public transport is kind of worrying, so I'm just going to make a huge bus network going through the entire city, including a ginormous bus depot right in the heart. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. I spent so long trying to make this video and I think it's gone successfully. So if you enjoyed it and you've came to the end, so you pretty much have, so please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for more. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya!